Zach Allen.
Are we on?
Zach Allen, you were pretty big in the music scene, and you did client video work for Habstract, Adventure Club, Sullivan King, a lot of EDM artists that a lot of people know. You would film them at the show, and then you'd go home and edit the videos, and you got a lot of joy out of that, right?
Yeah.
And that was a really creative pursuit. So how does that relate to what you do now? Is there overlap?
Overlap?
Any similar feeling between making a video for a concert and making a video sales letter?
Yeah, I think that when I was deep into videography and it became more of a routine of providing the same deliverables for every client, I immediately started to figure out, and almost to a detriment because it's a creative role at its nature, creating systems for everything and making it consistent from my editing process, from my shooting flow, how I would move around the venue throughout the show. I wanted to systematize everything. Obviously that carries over into the same way I take the approach to business now, where it's everything is a process driven and systems driven. So I've noticed that overlap. How did I get to where I am now from there? Well, in 2020 I moved to Colorado to be with my boys, thinking I was going to be a videographer in Denver, and then COVID hit and closed down all the venues. So at the same time, online shopping took off, and so my e-commerce business on the side ended up becoming my main source of income.
The e-commerce business was going on while you were shooting?
It was going on, yes, but it was definitely a side thing. The photo videography was what I was mainly, that was my career, basically.
Yeah.
Got it.
And it was a side hustle.
Your successes are clear and numerous. Tell us about
my failure.
What's in your graveyard.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to like this answer. Yeah, so my dead projects would be... I mean, I guess you could consider videography a dead project because I ended it, but for reasons outside of my control.
Are you
dead project.
Are you insinuating that you've never failed?
Nope. I'm just insinuating that I've been persistent with the same thing for an unreasonably amount of time. An unreasonably long amount of time. I just focus on one thing, and even if it's not working, I keep trying and iterating until, because I guess you could say, I tried drop shipping and I tried importing from China, which both worked to some extent, but then it iterated to get to where I was today, still in the same realm of e-commerce, but not the same method.
That's true. I guess the e-commerce business has taken a lot of different forms.
Yeah.
Since when you started.
Definitely. So when I first started e-commerce, I was selling stuff out of my parents' basement. I wasn't splitting the money. I was taking full profit, zero cogs, straight to the bank, just selling stuff from the basement.
Asking them what to sell?
Nope. So that was the first e-commerce, and then after that was, I did drop shipping for a month. I got a sale from Bahrain. It was the first time I've ever heard of Bahrain for blue light blocking glasses. And then I started importing from China. I imported BMW grill stickers so that people with non-M cars could make it look like they had an M car, so it was the slats. And I also imported M badges and the E46 cables so that you could have an aux in an E46 BMW. So those were my first eBay consistent sales, and then eventually sold my first pair of Yeezys in December of 2017. Started selling sneakers in store, reselling in store, buying Yeezy drops, building that up, and then moving to Colorado, doing in store a lot during COVID because nobody was there were such good deals in store and people were paying a ton of money for normal ass shoes. And then botting online for Yeezys and Jordans, and then transitioning to Amazon in end of 2021 to sell normal ass shoes to normal ass people for a high price.
In 2021, or 2020 maybe
Okay.
even 2019.
Okay.
You texted a dear friend of yours who was in a bit of a financial pinch at the time. And you texted him and you said, you should buy this silver coin. You said, do everything you can. Get one of these coins. And at the time, I thought you might be a scammer. I thought you might be a grifter. I wasn't sure what you did on your computer. I didn't know what all the numbers meant. I didn't know what the graphology meant. But I logged on, 8 a.m., rolled around Monday morning, logged on, bought my American Silver Eagle coin, maybe $85, I believe. I then texted you the receipt, and you responded to me with a Venmo for $600.
No way.
And said, good job. In the next 2 minutes. I had never felt that rich in my entire life. I was like, oh my God.
So, on November 14th, 2019, U.S. Mint order for American Eagle 2019 1 ounce reverse proof coin. Order total of $70 with sales tax. And then a prompt, let's see what time this was at, 10:30 a.m. And then at 4 p.m. the same day, we have an eBay congratulations, your item that has sold and has been paid for $5.98. So
That was the best arbitrage.
arbitrage, brother.